Okay. Open council meeting or committee of the whole meeting disclaimer. This meeting can be viewed in real time online and is being recorded. It will be available on the village website for up to 6 months. By attending this meeting, you are hereby giving consent to being visible online and to being recorded for future viewing over the internet. Also, all information provided at open meetings of council or its committees is considered public. If you provide or disclose your personal information to us for that purpose, including delegations, presentations, speaking during public comment period, submitting correspondence or written public comment, you are consenting to that information being available to the public, including through posting on our website or webcasting. And speaking of phones, we ask everybody to put their phone on silent, please. That's not a problem for you, Jan. Be bound up. That's what I like it. Pressed. Okay. We'll call this meeting to order.
Somebody dropped something.
The items. For motion to adopt the agenda then.
Second.
Any errors or omissions? We gonna try the voting thing or
I don't know.
should we?
Works for me.
Let's try.
We're adopting agenda here.
Yeah.
Is it here?
Hmm?
Is it here
Yeah,
that
it's
it
working
shows
for
up?
me.
Yeah.
Should-
Show through.
Mine's a little slow, but it's okay.
Couldn't be the operator, right?
It probably is the operator, guaranteed. All right, Gary. Okay, minutes.
So moved.
Okay.
Sorry, we got a big agenda.
That works. I'm okay with that. The second,
Second.
any errors, omissions of the 03-10-26 regular council meeting? Hearing none, vote. Carried. March 24th, 2026, special council meeting minutes. Looking for a motion.
I'll move it.
Second,
I'll second.
any errors, omissions in that one? Hearing none, get the vote. It looks like we're opening.
Yeah, we're gonna.
Very fun.
Carried. Perfect. Okay, no petitions or delegations, correspondence for information. Motion to receive or.
So moved.
Okay, second. All in favor? Carried.
Try both ways.
Just to keep it all, everybody guessing. Okay, staff report. Like to thank staff for that report. It's great.
I think it describes it well. It's writing.
It's good. Thank you. Appreciate it.
It was a good 2 days, eh?
It was great.
Yeah, it was really good.
Okay. So we'll entertain a motion to receive it.
I'll move it. Colin got it. I'm second.
Okay, let's try that.
Let's all not fight, you know.
Okay.
I said, let's all not fight over it.
Yeah. Oh, well, shows interest. Okay. Okay. Council reports.
Yeah, just a short one for me. It was nice to have Slack hold an open mic at Knox Hall again. Attended Aidan McLaren Co, counselor from Nakusp, is the UBCM small communities rep, and he's doing monthly calls for counselors and mayors. So I attended one of his meetings, and I'll attend his next one on Monday. Also attended the nonprofit meetings and Chamber of Commerce AGM. Want to congratulate Valley Voice on being the winner of the Business of the Year. This weekend I am going to go to AKBLG and Trail, and I'm signed up on Monday to review the Ready Grant presentations. Haven't heard many details about it, but I have it in my calendar. So yeah. Is that
Yeah, week Monday, I was just checking, yeah. Okay, good. Yeah, I'm signed up for the Ready Grant presentations too on the 20th. The ESS crew that, as a result of the grant we got, they're off to Kamloops for a conference this weekend, and they're gonna come back and talk to us on Tuesday, meeting here, just to summarize what they learned in that. Leonard and I have been going to a couple of community force meetings with the Sunrise legal team. And that's in progress, trying to organize an agreement between us for a community forest. Went to an emergency prep meeting just to discuss everything from the water tables to what's expected this summer to what they learned from last summer. It's medium interesting. We've got a CIPCO meeting tomorrow to discuss at 11 a.m. to discuss what their mitigation plan is and fire assessments. And looks like fire smart assessments are this is the last year. Government's broke and they're not going to fund it anymore. So we got one more year to get people assessed and get them grants. Again, it's like looks like it's five grand, up to $5,000 if you do the work. And there was a fire smart work bee. Phil was part of that. Outside the hospital, which was just on the border to the lake, that wall, and then they took down a bunch of fuel basically in front of the hospital, which is great. There's still some more to do, but it was a big work bee, eh? Tons of people, 3 loads of huge trailers to the dump, right? Yep. It was awesome. It was awesome. So I'll sponsor some of that activity with the neighborhood grant that we got this year for the orchard. Again, we got it. And that work bee will be the fuel for next year's grant. Assuming that the neighborhood program is still.
Let's hope.
So I think so.
Those are good programs.
Really good programs. Yeah, I mean, to sponsor like pay for Phil's fuel to go to the dump and stuff. It's really good. Anyway, that's it for me.
I attended the seniors cooking classes at the fire raid sponsored by CBEL, and that was entertaining. Kate Smiles was a lot of fun to work with, and I really admire her patience for, especially with people like me. You know more. Next CBEL meeting I'll be attending it is May 22nd in McCusk. Fundraising for the Slocan Valley Veterans Project is ongoing. We just made the deposit on the veterans plaque. It should be in production now and should be finished by mid-June. Big thanks to Ron and Kathy Provan from Silverton for helping us get permission to use the Canadian Legion official poppy artwork on the plaque design. I thought we were running out of time, but we did it. I'll also be attending a Monday Ready Grant session, only this time as a applicant rather than a panel member. That'll be a different experience. That's it for me.
Okay. So we have, we'll go regional district. John attended, well, you're attending the next one, right?
Yeah. So
we brought up over time again with the compactor not working at the transfer station. It's been in there for, I don't know, months now, and supposed to be brand new, but doesn't work, which would really help with the dumping the garbage for the village. Instead of our truck getting damaged every time and damaging the lids and those other bins, but we didn't get any response from them on that. West Kootenay Regional Hospital District, there's no meeting until later on. Rec 6.
We don't have our meeting until the grants are
Which
closed.
is perfect. Slocan Valley Service Committee. We're having a workshop in May, hopefully. Just trying to confirm the date.
yeah, I just got confirmed. I got an email. It's May 1st, 10 to 12.
Okay. And that will explore what
Yeah, 10 to 12.
funding for community buildings within the Denver Silverton area and Area H, basically.
So is that open to the public or just,
Yeah, all those meetings are open to the public and they're open to all of council
oh, what day is that again?
first day.
May 1st, 10 to 12.
And
I can send you the links.
Yeah, okay.
Just remind me.
Oh, well, I'll get write it down because I need to.
have to write it down to remind you, so I'll have to write it down.
Exactly. 10 to 12, huh?
It didn't say the location. Do you remember?
It's Zoom.
It's all Zoom.
That's
I
that's
thought it
usually
said
how.
hybrid. They said hybrid, so I thought.
Oh, maybe they changed it, but they usually all of ours are
Okay,
Zoom
yeah,
because
so
we have
it's- yeah, yeah.
more than anything, so.
I guess you better send me a.
But we can send it out. That's not a problem. And that's where all our shared services to be discussed for financial. and everything. Okay, Roseberry Trails Parkside Commission,
Nothing.
Health Advisory Committee, nothing, Fire Department, nothing, Sustainability Advisory Committee, we have shared notes.
Yeah, we have minutes to receive and then also, it's been a lot of discussion back and forth involving both the SAC city with her inclusion club and the United Church. And a bit of input from staff here and there. We keep kind of going with the crosswalk, like, okay, we've got a plan, and then something makes it not possible. And then we've got another idea, and then something makes it not possible. So even this recommendation, which was to look at something other than a crosswalk, considering the issues with the thermoplastic, like if they said if you're gonna redo the sidewalks and gonna do all these things, don't do this now. So I would say let's not do it now. Because I'd rather see a bigger plan that's thought out with widening sidewalks, and the whole downtown plan needs, the next steps. So we were trying to think of something else, and we thought of this welcome sign. I didn't put the picture, but something like this on the fence of Friday Market area. So forget crosswalks because people drive on them, they get, huge amounts of wear and tear. And all of the options are very expensive or labor intensive. So the committee is interested in exploring this. We've requested a quote just to get a ballpark figure of what something like this would cost. And I flag it with staff to be like, we'll have to figure out who owns the fence. Is it village or is it the property owners? So that's kind of what we were looking at. And then we were, from a sustainability perspective, didn't want to waste the existing paint. And we thought, why don't we use that with the stairs? And the Inclusion Club is super excited about that, but we've heard from staff that the existing paint still shouldn't even be on the like the concrete that is of the stairs, even though it's covered. So I don't know what to do with the leftover paint other than maybe someone has it.
Jeff showed me one thing about his hands on you can do it on a board and stuff like that.
Did that in my elementary school on the side of the building.
Like,
Yeah, everybody in the school had their hand there and I'm.
with the colors and everything.
Yeah, I think,
I think there's enough arts people that.
It's water somebody, right?
yeah, I guess so.
Hose it down.
But it probably not adheres to concrete or asphalt very well, but plywood or wood, a wood product is probably better, and I have to read the paint, but. You have to get, for it to adhere to concrete or asphalt, it has to be certain fluids actually for that, otherwise it gets.
Yeah, so we thought under the stairs would be good enough. But it doesn't sound like that's what staff will be advising council to vote in favor of, so without staff's recommendation to go forward with that plan, then that's just back to the drawing board. So if we get a quote on a sign and get an answer on the fence, up to use United Church money and do something like that. I've also heard from staff that the existing crosswalk will be pressure washed off in June. Which the multiple people in the community have requested because they feel that having it in the disrepair that it is a worse symbol than not having it at all. So yeah, that's where that is. Which I don't think we need any decision, like I'm not here to make any big recommendation to get council's decision on Other than if we get a quote and then answer the fence question, then we could look at that, but yeah. And then in terms of Fire Smart, we're actively working with the neighborhood of the Upper Bench, including asking them what they're called. Because other than the Orchard and Denver siding, not a lot of the neighborhoods have like names. But from the most people have said the Upper Bench above the school area. We have a couple committee members who live up there and trying to get that neighborhood to become Fire Smart. And we have at least half a dozen households so far they're willing to be assessed and they want to help with the work party. So
Are you talking Paul and Chris doing that?
no, the committee members that live up there are Jason and Lowell. So it's up by
Okay.
Colin and Vern and Janice and
Okay, so I mean,
everyone on the committee is helping to organize, but Paul doesn't technically live in that neighborhood.
yeah, right, because Paul and Chris, I forget their last name.
Yes, Chris Brower.
Brower, right, and Paul. Anyway, Michelle's coming up to organize boundaries of a neighborhood and do the report. Okay, it's for them lower down by the school. Lower, yeah, so they're just defining their area. So be interesting for Michelle to.
We could ask Michelle to look at that and break it into sections that feel
Yeah, because-
reasonable, and then we
Yeah,
can.
because Paul and Chris are doing that area down below the bench, the upper bench.
I don't think that that's quite correct. But maybe they are just separately, because we were like, let's tackle one neighborhood.
Well, yeah, anyway, they're gonna define an area that they think works. And then Michelle's gonna come up and do the work that's required to say, okay, this is the area, this is the plan, and then that puts them on the steps to a neighborhood.
Yeah, so that's what we're working on, but at our last meeting, we went with the Upper Bench neighborhood.
Okay?
But I will go and clarify, because
Yeah, no, Michelle's coming up at some point, as soon as, I think after the CIPCO meeting tomorrow.
We live up on the upper bench. As you know, we had our place, a Fire Smart analysis done about 3 years ago, and we did everything, and we got payment back for time spent and materials. I'm now completing a compliance file, proof of compliance file on my own. So when you guys are talking to Fire Smart leaders, continue to bring up proof of compliance for insurance purposes.
Mhm.
Compliance certificates, keep bringing it up, because it's going to be an AQBLG resolution from us that I understand. I mean, personally, I see it as being an important thing, because it's one thing getting Fire Smart, analysis done and completing it, but you need proof of that. Anyway,
Well, there's areas in the states, let's continue this for like 30 seconds. There are areas in the states that won't even give you a quote. The insurance companies won't give you a quote unless you've got an approved Fire Smart assessment.
compliance certificates, yeah.
Won't even give you a quote.
You can see it coming here, especially in a forest fire area.
Yeah.
One thing too, back to the inclusion symbols and that topic. Carrie, when she worked at the Grand Forks Library, put some really cool bike
Yeah.
racks together. Wouldn't it be cool to have bike racks at the library with this motif? Just something to think about.
Be handy up there. We need bike racks up there. The Knoxall Library. Okay, we'll look for a motion to receive the minutes.
So
Second. I feel like I shouldn't move my own minutes.
Okay, all in favor. You can do this part. Carried. Okay, library status.
Yep, I attended the North Spokane Lake Library Society meeting on March 30th. They've agreed to a new logo design, and our CAO has been good enough to post it to the village website, along with an updated library space photo showcasing the recently acquired bookshelves. Thanks to Beaverdale Library for providing them free of charge. Because of these new shelves, there's now room for more new books.
You know where this is going.
And we just received our new color membership cards today with the new logo, so that's pretty cool. The RDCK service case analysis on a library, North Spokane Library Service, has been completed. It's an agenda item for Thursday's general RDCK board meeting. So we're waiting to hear the board's decision on that before we have our next library committee meeting. And hopefully we can get a little closer to some type of a service agreement with Nonecuska Library as well.
Accessibility Advisory Committee.
No meeting.
Okay. Old business. Friends of the Orchard Neighborhood Notice Board application. Looking for a motion.
So before, do we have discussion before that motion?
For what?
I'd like to bring up just,
The before the discussion.
We need to put it on the floor and then we can discuss it.
I'll make the motion
yeah.
for the recommendation.
That's usually how it goes.
And
Okay.
then
Okay, now you speak.
Yeah, just a sticking point with me, and you've all heard it before. Part of the discussion provided by staff here is quote, the proposed notice board is intended to serve both as a neighborhood communication tool, blah, 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 blah. It's been my wish that this neighborhood or communication or notice board be recognized as a community notice board, not specifically an Orchard neighborhood communication tool. So I would like to slightly alter the motion on the floor to replace the word neighborhood with the word community. I would guess that's a friendly amendment.
well, I moved it. I'm not sure. No, I'm kidding. I'll take it as friendly.
Who's the second?
Seconded.
You're okay with
That's
it?
reasonable, yeah.
So just changing neighborhood to community?
Right.
Okay. Any other discussion?
Gotta move on the amendment.
Yeah,
Well, the
We accepted it as friendly. so-
accept it as friendly. so
Okay.
we're going-
I don't know.
Yeah. that's right.
It means that you don't actually have to have a motion. You just change, like, you just say that the original motion. Yeah.
Thank you.
You don't have to.
In some Robert's rules, chairs will say like, no friendly amendments, like they get really stickler, but
Yeah,
That-
and there's other parts that you can go to. We're not going there. Okay, any other comments? Everybody good? We discussed this already at length, so vote. We got this.
we got it.
Okay,
I'm gonna go get that button that I've got in the other room, but that's easy.
okay, carried. Okay, new business. 5-year financial plan, looking for motion.
So moved.
I'll sec.
You got it, you got it.
Okay. Any motion to seconder?
Thanks for a great presentation.
Okay. No comments, then we vote. Let's see.
You don't wanna stay for the rest, you sure, Phil?
He's a given.
Okay, see you right.
Here.
Yeah.
Okay. 5-year financial plan, and we are on purchase of tobacco.
I'll move that one.
You will, eh?
I'll second it.
I have a question.
Yep.
Can you like make an offer on Kijiji?
It's a dealer, yeah, you can offer.
Is it too risky? I'm just such a haggler on Marketplace and stuff like that,
I mean, the worst is they say no, that's the price.
but that we would lose it.
I can't imagine.
No,
Just because it's going over budget just a little bit, I'm like, well, if they're, I looked at the listing, if they're asking for 135, I'd be like, well, I'll give you 125. But I'm not like just curious if
Well,
that's
and the other-
something we could do.
well, the other thing, they could ask if they're for price on what they would give us for our backhoe too.
Yeah.
But that's up to, that's staff.
Great.
I think those are just suggestions.
I'm just wondering, is there gonna be a mechanical assessment of
Inspection of it.
inspection?
So I think there is one with it, but I would have to recheck.
I'd love to see that as a condition, that somebody's gonna check the compression or whatever, so some sort of.
What you could ask for is if you get the serial number, you could send it to Ranch Tractor, which is a John Deere dealer, and see what the work's been done on it, what they have for it.
Yeah, I would really like to see that as a condition of purchase. There's a mechanical assessment of some sort.
Yeah,
It's a record of their maintenance.
this isn't from a individual, it's from a dealer, correct? And I think it's a municipal
It's a construction company.
construction, yeah,
Yeah, so it's not a dealer, so we can do the trade-in.
okay.
I guess my question would be, I mean, could this thing have been sold already, or is there a hold on it pending our decision here, or do we know it's?
The listing was still live when I checked on Friday. But I do have Keith ready to get moving on it, assuming that this goes through tomorrow. So I think it's still available.
Seems like a reasonable price for something that low mileage.
Yeah, it's only got like 1,300 hours on it, so as long as it's been maintained properly, that's nuts.
Yeah, it's not very many.
It's got a sun too, which is great.
And it also,
No, it's just-
but it also brings like, also you noticed in the report where it brings our, with our carbon footprint and everything else, it's a better newer product, so it's better on fuel and has actual stuff to reduce the carbon footprint when with the little use we use these. You know, we wouldn't even get 1,000 hours in a year on the machine. So. But that brings, what we've done in the last while, that we've upgraded all the lawnmowers, we've upgraded the worst piece of equipment that we had was the old dump truck to a newer. We've made some pretty good steps. I mean, it's not probably what some people would like to see totally, but it's what we can all afford. And we're moving forward with our carbon footprint in our equipment use, so.
So if you're wanting this motion to be conditional, are you putting forward an amendment?
Or you just give it a direction.
I just give direction, yeah, I think, I'm not sure, we'll buy it, but we need to see a qualified mechanic inspect it, or at least, at the very least, the records of its maintenance.
Would that motion have to be changed then, approval pending favorable?
If you want it to be, or you can just give it a direction to staff to look at, ask for that stuff.
And so, but if we approve the motion to purchase and staff finds out that, gee, maybe it's not such a good
Yeah.
deal.
Well, then they don't have to buy it. Just because we said they could, doesn't make it law.
Yeah, it's approving the purchase. It's not like requiring the
we're-
purchase.
We're approving the expenditure of that amount of money is what we're actually approving. So.
Fair enough.
But that, I mean, that's reasonable, isn't it? You guys?
That's, no, like, yeah, I mean,
Totally.
but I think we just leave it up to staff.
Yeah, yeah.
And their discretion.
Yeah. I don't, yeah, because I don't think it's reasonable to come back to next council meeting with that and then
That's
make
right.
another decision, but it is reasonable, yes,
Yeah.
of course it's
And
reasonable.
I'm sure that, you know, I have full faith in Keith that would do some research into it too.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, there's no point in him wasting or staff wasting their time in doing any research if we don't want to do it. So we have to agree on the expenditure of that.
Yeah, okay, so. Yep, direction of staff is fine with me.
That works.
Yep.
Fair for everyone?
Perfect.
Okay. All in favor? Oh,
Mine is-
we're right up, sorry.
Mhm.
Let me get back there.
You're in charge, man.
We just have to confuse you. Okay. Sixth Avenue, where is this one?
This is fireweeds.
Oh, okay.
I'll move the recommendation.
I'll second it.
Any discussion on the recommendations?
I talked to, just some background. I was one of the, David Everson, I built that thing. It's really, really a good item. It's got a compressor and just, you know, David Everest, okay, he's an engineer. Anyway, it's actually painted with the village palette colors, right? And they're gonna put some more paint on it. It's got a roof. It'll span the septic field and, the compressor on it, for refrigeration still works, like it's got shelves and it's really, we have data loggers in it and everything else, so it's a really good item. Towards food resiliency for the fireweed, they can get a ton of stuff in there and keep it cool. Yeah, that's really, really good. It's a good move.
I guess my only question would be, if it's right up against the alley, you know, we have heavy snowfall, what's it gonna be like for snow removal? I don't know, it's just a thought.
I talked to Mick and he talked to Keith. Keith didn't think it was a problem. So we'll go on that. Verbal.
I can just briefly chip in, I think that lane is 15 feet and it would only probably be a 10-foot like driving width on the lane, so they do have a bit of space. For some snowfall though, as they're driving through, yeah.
You do, okay.
Works reviewed it.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah,
There's the official. Perfect.
It's all I need to hear,
Pardon me?
it's all I need to hear. Till the next big snowfall we have.
If that ever happens.
Yeah. There'll be some shocked people if we do.
Oh, boy.
Okay,
Well,
unless you guys have more to say about it.
which one is, okay, that's 12-3, right? Yeah, yeah.
Yep. Don't make me lose. I get lost all of my own, John. I don't need your help.
We good?
Here. Eldorado, DVP 202601-604 Eldorado Ave. Looking for a motion.
I'll move the recommendation, 12-4.
Okay. Any discussion on that one?
Do we have a second?
I'll second.
Oh, how come you're slow this time?
Yeah, because I have reservations.
Well, we can't discuss it.
I know, so I'll second it to talk about my reservations.
Okay, well, go ahead. You
It's-
get those.
Mostly just like, I'm a little confused. I wish that we had a map of what they're planning on doing. Like it's a garage, but the southeast corner is here, so they're planning on accessing it from in here.
Yep.
But we have trees and stuff.
She knows more.
The trees and stuff.
There are trees there, but it is a lane, it's a public right of way.
Yeah.
And so like anywhere else, if somebody does apply to have a garage fronting on a lane, then
Yeah.
that would have to be addressed.
That's the same as what we have to do on the other side.
Yeah,
Basically,
and
that before, right?
I'm trying to remember why and when we talked about this before.
I don't think we can talk about
Okay.
that in a public.
Okay, and then, that's what, and then, like, on one hand, what I find surprising is that the recommendation is to approve the setback that is requesting it to go to 0, but not the one that's only a 2 feet difference and still not at 0. And I think without. Yeah, I'm struggling with, like, cause I see like the people who wrote with reservations, but I also feel like they probably don't fully know exactly what is being proposed, and yeah, I'm just not sure.
I can speak.
That'd be great.
Yeah. The reason for the recommendation was more that, you know, the intention was to gain as much space as possible for development to have a garage and potentially a larger residence in the future. So gaining that additional space to the south is more space for development for the property owner. And then it's less encroaching towards the neighbors. So, because to the east is towards the neighbors that were had some concerns with either. or both.
Okay.
So the recommendation was to just go the one way, and that gives
Yes.
the property owner more of what they were looking for without going towards the neighbor's lots. That was the intention of trying to find balance.
But isn't it, if they put it in there and they're gonna access that laneway, like that's what's gonna bother the neighbors?
The neighbors could also apply for a garage and then we would
Yeah.
make lane for that, you know, or any potential future property owner on that lane, because it's still a public lane.
Yeah.
So as much as there is concern about the trees being removed and a lane developed, it is a lane, that's what it's there for.
I just feel like if it's going to happen anyway, that 1.9 feet is not gonna make any difference to the neighbors.
And that is, yeah, that's
Like-
an option, it could support a development variance permits in both directions.
And it's just like, how much of a big deal is that 1.9 feet going to be to the applicants? Yeah, I'm struggling with this one. How does it?
Again, so like I said, without a drawing and an actual
Yeah.
footprint at this time, we're not clear on exactly how much space they require because there's no design in place. Now, development permits, there is a timeline. If work isn't started within 2 years, then this doesn't stay in place, so they would be applying again. And there could be another request for something else if the design comes in and something else is needed to.
And-
accommodate.
And then if we approve this, we have to pay all the costs of, yeah, okay, wait. Who else has questions or comments?
Say that again?
Never mind.
If, maybe to speak to what you're thinking of, if a garage is requested anywhere facing that lane,
Yeah.
it's gonna be the same situation. with the village.
Like, if somebody wants to build a garage on any of these 4 properties, the village is going to have to actually maintain this lane. So it's like a bigger kind of conversation.
But the conversation would occur even if they weren't applying. Even if the neighbors wanted to build a garage there. I mean, I'm not sure.
Even if they have the setback.
It's just like, if we approve it, then like, what are the ramifications for the village and the village expenses?
But we're not approving to the east.
But if we're approving it to the south, they're still gonna have to access it this way.
Yeah, so if you're thinking that maybe they're more likely to build a garage there because it's approved than.
Yeah. I just feel like I would like drawings and more information and have the neighbors have a chance to actually. Yeah, like. This one's difficult.
Deferring the response, that council decision is one of the options. Want to request more information?
But maybe you all feel much more confident. I'm not sure.
Go ahead. Let's keep on this.
The way I see it, you want to keep as much setback at that lane as you want, you know, if it turns into a lane, right? But the southernmost variance goes into a slope, so it's not going to be used for anything, true, as I see it, right?
It's not a, it's not a through
It's not true, right?
way.
So I'm in favor of not allowing the setback or extension variance because it maintains the space in the lane. To me, my simple mind, that's how I see it.
Has anybody here walked over that property and looked at it?
Not recently.
I did. I took these last two photos.
Oh,
And in my opinion,
What
looking at
photos?
these letters, looking at
oh, those
the
nice
thing,
videos,
if there's ever a case to okay variance applications, this is it. Like I walk the Maury Trail all the time and the south variance application, yeah, it makes no difference to the quality of the walk along the Maury Trail in that area. Me, that's not even an issue. The back, that's not even a serviceable alley now. Look at the picture. It's full of stumps. I think people talk about trees and bushes.
yeah.
There's no bushes. There's a 25 to 30-foot stand of scrub maple trees. I stood on Daniel's deck and looked toward the glacier. Removal of that clump of scrub maples would improve their view. The adjacent lot, I'd be hard pressed to see the water from there at all, especially once the leaves are out down below El Dorado there along the lake shore.
Adjacent what, to the south or the east?
What would it be to the adjacent lot? I'm presuming the letter was from the lot just to the north. Yeah, if they have a view of the water, it's awful small. But their main concern was the south variance. And there's absolutely no concern to me. To me, that's just a no-brainer. And we're talking about 1.9 feet moving a garage or the setback back. Like, you gotta take a look at that and look at these pictures. To me, this is a no-brainer. I'm in favor of option one, which is paying both applications. And in Daniel's letter, they say that they won't pay for any alley remediation. And it would be my opinion that if these people want to build a garage, I don't know how it works legally, but they would be responsible for the costs to the village of making this alley serviceable behind that garage. Or is it our responsibility
Our responsibility.
to make that serviceable?
It's no different.
Yeah, that's too bad. But nonetheless, we're gonna have to do it anyway because they'll build a garage anyway. So that's a no-brainer. And when Daniel said they won't pay for it, well, I guess they don't know they don't have to. As far as Daniel saying they would object to the building being higher than allowed, I don't think that's an issue because who wouldn't agree with them? So I'm totally in favor of both applications or both variants requests. And I just can't see a reason why not in this case. 1.9 feet, it's not gonna make any difference.
Yeah,
And the zero along the south line, no difference whatsoever. That stand of scrub maples is 25 to 30 feet high and is blocking Daniel's view of the ice field, I guess you call it now. I just can't see any reason why not.
Okay, well, council just approved zero clearance to a laneway.
uh-huh.
So we've set a precedence.
No, it's not zero clearance.
The fire.
No, you just, the last motion.
Oh,
we approved
I'm
it.
sorry.
Granted, the
Yeah.
difference is that one doesn't have any
Yeah,
public comments against it and.
Where the other ones, well, no, right at the moment, but I mean, there's nothing to say that people move there and then don't, well, why is that one this one and this one isn't? It, you know, it's as far as the laneway opening and everything, that is the responsibility of the village. It's no different. We have all kinds of lanes that if people build and that is our responsibility. That's being a municipality. That's the way it is. This one actually has less of a snow issue if we actually get a snow issue because they could push it straight through and they don't have to. We approved prior to one right behind it, which is more difficult for staff to plow with our shed at zero clearance and everything else. So I'm not sure why, were all the neighbors asked in the other one?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. But those issues are as far as snow plowing, as far as you've already approved 1-0.
So if we vote against this motion, then I would make a motion approving option one, which is approving both variance requests. Because 1.9 feet,
It's nothing.
come on.
Yeah, that's how I feel. Like if we're going to approve it, like let's,
It's almost like we're saying no just because we can say no. I mean, it's not gonna make any difference. And the 9.8 feet on the south side is something you think about. And when you go and look at that,
Mhm.
I mean, to take those scrub maples out is a bonus to anybody. But the property line goes right through the scrub maple stand, so if somebody really wants to campaign and save half of that clump of maples, then so be it, but nonetheless, they're not attractive trees. There's no vegetation in the lane now that would be a shame to take out. It's all just stumps. If you look at the picture, I think one big stump is in the foreground. There's probably 3 or 4 of them in there like that. It's a mess in there. It's not pretty to look at. It's not like we're taking anything out. So anyway,
I just think that we should keep some setback to the lane,
and there will be some.
could go to 0. But you want to take it to 0.
No,
no, it's not.
No, I mean, what we've
To
said
0.9,
is,
1.4.
yeah, okay, so you're saying, as I answer, you want to take that rear setback to 0?
No,
No,
You don't. So you're in favor of the ACO recommendation as stated?
no,
no.
Okay, where are you changing it?
What they're requesting is go from 1.5
Yeah.
meter setback to 0.9, so 3 feet. So they're requesting 4.9 to 3.
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
motion that's on the table is to deny that part. What Councillor Moss is saying is let's
No, it's-
approve the
okay.
request on the south to 0 and on the lane side to 3 feet.
which is.
So there's still a setback, but it's 3 feet, not 4.9, which, yeah, the difference of 1.9 feet is,
And
nothing.
option one in staff's
Yeah, right,
report
okay, okay.
is allowing both.
no, oh, yes.
Yeah.
That's not the recommendation. It's
No,
off.
we'd have to turn and vote against the recommendation and then vote for option one.
Yeah.
Because 1.9 feet, come on. And it's not 0 setback on an alley.
Okay, I misread that, so. It's 0. Yeah, okay, go, Jess.
I think John is maybe speaking to the fact that there is potential to allow for an encroachment into the rear yard setback. So that becomes almost a 0 setback is maybe what you're going from.
An encroachment,
Yeah, so,
that's part of the garage.
yeah, minor structural encroachments up to 1.2 meters into rear yards for architectural projections.
Like maybe over.
Roof over next and so
That's,
forth.
I think we're splitting hairs. So
I think that's what you're.
You honestly have to go there. Well, look, if these pictures aren't enough, then if we're still in doubt, then I would recommend we defer and walk over the property with staff. And personally, I don't think there's a need. I think those pictures tell a story, but it's up to you guys.
I would love a plan, just like we got with the other one.
So we got a motion on the floor, let's just deal with it.
okay,
Got a
are
mo-
we done discussing? What are you guys
Oh, we
bringing
can-
forward to discuss?
We could vote against this motion and put a different motion on the
Yeah,
floor and
yeah,
discuss that one.
That's what I'm thinking, let's,
Okay, well then, let's call the question.
okay.
All in favor? All opposed?
There we go.
So then I would like to move option one.
Okay,
This is great. All three of us want a different thing. I love it.
okay, I'll second that one just to get it up for discussion. Okay, go
It's
ahead.
gonna be really fun. Thank you, everyone. It's really fun to do.
See, council can be.
Yeah, Phil's listening really good.
Okay, discuss it. Anyone got any comments?
I've said everything I can to why I approve option one, but
I'm more in favor of that just because I feel like, yeah, 1.9 feet is not really anything. Like if we're gonna approve it, like,
Yeah.
you know, if they've got a plan and they need that space, I would like to see the plan like we did with fireweed, where it's like, this is what we're putting, this is where it's going on the lot. And we understand the ramifications of that. I mean, it says garage, but that's all the information we have, right?
it's pretty easy to know where it's going on the lot though. Like it's gonna go right up against the property line to the south, I mean.
But are they,
But that doesn't matter, when you go and see that, walk that Maury Trail in that area, and
Really
like
down slow.
staff has said, there's a slope, there's absolutely no.
but have they said which side they wanna access it on?
They can only access it through this laneway.
They can't, okay.
There's
They
no,
can't-
there's no way where, it's not, it's not even an option to open the other.
No, but like, what if, like this road comes here, what if they wanted to build their own really long driveway?
Well, there's a house at the front.
But aren't they thinking about putting a new bigger house or something different?
There is some benefit to the village to having lane access because that road becomes very narrow because it also drops off. to-
Yeah.
It drops off in 4 ways to the.
And it's not fully paved, so you haven't had a request to pave. It hasn't made it to the top of the list for paving area.
For this road,
Mhm.
Eldorado.
But if that southernmost lot was accessed from the lane instead of the street, then it would save the village from
So
having to extend the street there. It's
it's
just,
a lot less expensive.
there's that consideration.
A lot less expense to open that road than to extend that street where it's
Okay.
usable.
And I think Dan was mentioned in their letter that
Like it like.
they would almost be in favor of having rear access to their property as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, so really the only people that are really not that in favor is the adjacent empty lot that doesn't even have a house on it. And
Until they build it.
they're worried about the vegetation, the trees being taken out and everything. Well, there really isn't anything there other than that stand of scrub maple trees.
And the property's changed hands so many times.
So,
Would any additional information change any recommendation or report from staff? Is there anything useful that we can ask? If not, I'm inclined to vote in favor of the motion on the floor.
Even
It's not about changing the recommendation, but there, you know, if council wanted to see a plan, that would be the, sorry to interrupt.
No,
Yeah, so, it's good to know.
but if they put, they only have that lot to put their garage either on
Yeah.
the north side or the south side of that lot. Those are your two options
right.
under this approval.
And the fact that they're asking for that variation, we pretty well know where the garage is
Well,
going.
it defines where it's going.
I think anyway.
But yeah,
I don't know, I just don't see any point in, do they need another 1.5? What for, you know, they've got a huge amount of square footage just by this variance and one we just defeated, so.
Maybe they've got a house extension in mind that where they need that 1.9 feet.
I don't know, I just think like overhangs and all the rest of it, I don't think we should give it towards the lane, that's all.
So maybe there is benefit to seeing the plan so that you can see what is required for their development.
because if I can go back to like when we approved the variance for the commercial development next to Valhalla Pier, that only half of it ever got built. But you know, there was a full plan, like we saw like this is what the benefit of this is, even though it's going right up against and it, you know, like we could. Yeah, it was nice having that extra information. I found.
Yeah.
You know, what are we approving it for? And
I'd be in favor of that for sure.
okay, great, I got someone on the side.
So we got another motion on the floor, so it's option one is on the floor, right?
Yeah.
Okay. There's no further discussion, I think.
You guys done or give you a bit more time, but
I mean,
Anybody else want to chime in on this puppy? No,
Yeah,
I don't want to give. I don't see a reason for 1.5 extra. It just doesn't make sense to me. They got a huge amount of square footage in that first variance. Call a question then.
Okay. Okay, you guys ready?
well,
Go ahead, okay, yeah, go.
well, the funny thing is if we both vote no, the motion fails because it has to be more than 50%.
That's
And if
right.
I put forward the motion to request more information and we vote in favor and you guys vote against, it fails again and then we're in a sticky
That's
position.
see where it goes though. God, that's what, you know, we can sit here and whatever. I just called the question. There's no more discussion. Okay, let's.
Are you ready to vote?
Mhm.
Okay. In favor. Opposed, failed.
I'll put forward a motion to request additional information of a plan.
Well,
Yeah.
okay, we should, maybe a request for drawing layouts.
You're drawing me up.
Of the property. That's a little more clearer for them, right?
Yeah.
Okay,
I should vote no.
Your sense of humor is always good.
Like,
and stick it out.
I really want to support them. I just want to know a little more.
In the meantime, I suggest you go and look at the property, walk around it and get a feel for it. You'll get a pretty good idea.
That's
We have
good.
to vote before doing that.
And you're seconding my motion?
I am.
Oh, thanks.
I wrote it down already.
I called the question.
Okay, all in favor of the last motion? Do you
Thank
all
you,
hear?
your word.
You didn't ask who's opposed.
Opposed.
You want your vote recorded?
Can't ask that after.
You can.
No, you
By
can
approval.
have that.
By approval, yeah.
You have to ask.
Some
your
rules,
vote.
yes.
Before.
Recorded vote before the question, yeah.
Point of privilege. Andy Davidoff.
Oh. Oh, help me.
Okay, okay.
Okay, that was a tough one.
Weird sense of humor though.
Okay, 12.5.
I'll move the recommendation.
I'll second it.
Thanks.
I'm so excited. Thank you, staff, for your help with this. It was so long. We thought that the grant was gonna go poof, goodbye in the efficiency review, and all of a sudden they came back.
This grant is an enormous amount of work for such a small amount of money. It's just so silly.
Ridiculous. You'd think they're giving you millions.
Yeah.
Call a question.
Okay,
I just, I have something to say.
okay, go ahead.
I just noticed this, it says under section 12, this agreement does not create a legal partnership or joint venture. I mean, if this isn't a joint venture, then what is?
Yeah, I don't know.
And I say semantics and legalese at work here, I just do, because I just don't get it, but I guess I'm not paid to. Anyway, I'm in favor.
It is-
Okay, we're voting.
Yeah, pretty much has to. But we can vote, yes.
I'll excuse myself for the next item.
So, wait,
Taking my chocolates.
I'm a Chamber of Commerce member, do I have to?
No.
As well?
no, because she's on the executive.
Yeah.
So,
7:59.
I'll move it to get it on the floor.
I'll second it.
okay,
I would like to, just let me pull it up again here. In favor of getting some more information. This option, what was it? Alternatives. I would like to see alternative 2.
Which one?
Oh, sorry, so it's already on the floor, the recommendation's on the floor, true?
Yes.
Okay. I should have moved, no, actually, she moved it, didn't she?
No,
Well, she didn't.
She's recused.
she can't.
Recuse
Did
yourself.
anyone second it? No, Paul seconded it, yeah.
Yes.
What'd you put on the floor? It's not the one you wanted on the.
Yeah, no, it's not the one I wanted on the floor. Could I make a friendly amendment to that? I'd like to alter my motion to request additional information. That we wish to clarify frequency of use, anticipated attendance, or broader community benefit before making a determination. I mean, to just give it, so I'd love to have some idea what they're gonna do with this. How often they're gonna use it and stuff.
I agree with you.
I have some concerns over this whole policy personally, from what I've witnessed it there. And it would be nice to see a report on the actual revenue that the Knox Hall is bringing in and because the usage is way up and there's people there for hours and hours as I drive by at night working. And I'm not sure we're getting paid for everything. And unfortunately, in this world today, that as the money's drying up and everything else, the village of New Denver has an enormous amount of halls and an enormous amount of buildings that require funding, and we have very little funding.
So just to clarify, could I make the motion that I'm making? Like to correct it to option 2, request additional information.
Yes, I have.
Does that work?
Is
Karen?
it
And so-
on the screen now? John, is that something?
Yeah.
I'm good with it.
Is that okay with that? Okay, is that good? That's the motion's on the floor, okay.
Any other discussion?
Okay.
In favor of the motions on the floor? Carried.
Will we keep her out there?
I'll let her hang for this.
The next one is chamber, I think, as well.
Yeah, it is.
Oh,
Okay, right.
okay, well, then we leave her out there. Okay. Visitors Info Center.
I'll move it then. If people
Just want to read it over again.
Okay. So we don't have to make a friendly.
Yeah, just make sure we're on the right one. Yeah, I'll second it.
Okay,
Okay. Any discussion then? Good. Happy?
George, vote, okay. Thanks, Jess.
Sometimes it doesn't like it.
Thank you.
It's me, yeah. What me?
You did both?
No,
Yes.
You gotta go again.
Who was joking?
It says here, which is off the chart.
Okay, looking for a motion for
12.8.
12.8, on road closure request.
Second.
Any? So. Okay,
Carried.
carried, 12.9. Letter support for wildfire displacement research.
I'll move it.
I'll second it.
It doesn't cost us a thing, and I think it'd be interesting to see what he comes up with.
Yeah, sure.
He's actually spending several weeks here too. He was asking about housing and stuff.
Saw that.
So coming from the Netherlands to New Denver.
Good.
There you go.
Okay, so carried. Okay, appointment of 2026 general local government election officers.
I'll move the recommendation.
Oh, I think Colin's got
A little slow tonight.
Any discussion? Vote. Okay, Garlic Fest. From OU.
I'll move it.
A second.
Any discussion?
Vote.
Yes,
Good.
Oh, I gotta get back now. I thought maybe somebody was gonna say something. Jeez. It's there. You voted?
I voted mechanically.
Carried. Okay. Now. RDC Recycling Depot agreement.
I'll move it.
Okay,
I'll second.
any discussion on it?
Mm.
Hearing none, vote.
Oh, I moved to adjourn. Sorry. Now I'm slow. I was thinking, I was like, I had a question that I was thinking of when I was pacing, and I'm like, what was the question? What was the question? No, I don't remember.
Oh,
It was for staff. I don't remember.
well, there you go.
Great meeting.
Yeah.
It wasn't an hour for such a long agenda.
I know, looking at the agenda, I was like, oh my goodness.
On Friday, when I was writing all of these RFPs, it was like,
It took you long to write the RFPs, right?
when there was a lot of them, and I didn't have time before Friday. So I was turning them out.
What was Brent's?
So,
So
so it's just me at the Simcoe meeting tomorrow. Yeah, you're working?
Yeah, I'm in, so we gotta work.
It's not gonna be any,
No.
I'll report back. It's not gonna, it's sort of an obligatory thing they have to do.
Yeah, we're just doing it.